No one moves. The only sound is the slow click of a camera shutter. My mother recovers first, her smile stretched too wide. "Sweetheart, let's not embarrass ourselves," she whispers. Her voice drips with sugar and warning. She grips my arm just a little too hard. "This is Lan Ann's big moment. Don't ruin it." I pull away, my pulse loud in my ears. My father steps in, his jaw tight, his tone low. "We invested money in this project, remember that?" He says it like I should be grateful for being robbed. Lan Ann's eyes are wide, pretending confusion. "I thought we were doing this together," she says softly. Her voice trembles, just enough to sound believable. One of the bloggers, the older woman, studies me. Her pen stops moving. I can see doubt forming behind her glasses. I take a breath that tastes like metal. "Together," I say. "You mean stealing my work." The silence thickens like syrup. I reach for my bag, hands shaking but steady enough. My laptop screen glows cold and blue in the warm room. Photos, drafts, email threads all neatly arranged. Every timestamp, every edit, every version. Proof that those recipes were born in my kitchen. My mother's voice rises, brittle with panic. "This isn't the place for drama." I turn the screen toward the bloggers. "This is my recipe archive," I say. 7 years of testing, failing and starting again. Lan Ann's lip trembles, but she doesn't deny it. The older blogger leans closer, reading every file name. My father's face flushes red, half fury, half fear. He grabs my elbow, trying to pull me aside. "Stop this nonsense before you humiliate us all." His grip tightens. I wrench free, shaking, but I don't look away. "You already did," I say. "You humiliated me first." The words echo louder than I expect. Lan Ann's smile collapses under the weight of truth. She whispers something, but her voice breaks apart. I see tears forming at the edge of her mascara. "Tell them," I say, "tell them where you got those recipes." Her mouth opens, then closes again. The bloggers exchange uneasy looks. The older one lifts her phone, starts taking photos. My mother's mask cracks for a second, eyes sharp as glass. "Enough," she snaps. "We can handle this privately." But it's too late. The cameras have already captured the moment. Lan Ann's fake authorship, my family's deceit, my proof. The room feels smaller, the air heavier. I close my laptop and straighten my spine. "I'm done pretending," I say quietly. No one answers. Even the chandelier seems to hold its breath. For the first time, I'm not the invisible daughter. I'm the one with truth on her side. And it's burning through every lie in the room. The house is silent when I get home. Only the hum of the refrigerator fills the air. I drop my bag on the floor and open my laptop. My hands move fast, angry, certain. I log into the family cloud drive. Every folder with my name sits there, open to them. Recipes, drafts, photos, test notes, all exposed. I click through each one, heart pounding. Then I start deleting their access, one by one. Mom, Dad, Lan Ann. Each name disappears like a curtain closing. For the first time, my work belongs only to me. No shared drive, no borrowed passwords. Just me and the years they tried to erase. A message pops up from my father. "Call me immediately." I don't. I stare at the blinking cursor and feel something shift. It's not anger anymore, it's resolve. The phone rings again, Mother's number this time. I let it ring until it stops. Then it rings again. Her voice floods my voicemail. "Think about the family, Mai. Don't do something stupid." I laugh under my breath, a small, bitter sound. I've been thinking about the family my entire life. And it's never been enough. I open another file, my publishing contract. Signed, sealed, waiting for release day. My name printed where it should be. Not hidden under someone else's success. A text appears on my screen. "Lan Ann, We can fix this if you just talk to us. I type back, there's nothing left to fix. Then I hit send and block her number. I scroll through old photos. My hands covered in flour, eyes tired but proud. I remember nights when I could barely afford ingredients. The burns, the cuts, the exhaustion that no one saw. They called it a hobby. They told me to be realistic. But those long nights were my foundation. Every recipe, a piece of my story. And they stole it like it meant nothing. I stand up, packing the kitchen. The tiles are cold beneath my feet. I grab my apron and start to cook. Garlic hits hot oil, the scent rising sharp and honest. Cooking always calms me. It reminds me who I am beneath the noise. Saffron simmers, turning the broth golden. I taste it, close my eyes. This is what truth tastes like. Rich, earned, unmistakable. The phone buzzes again, Dad this time. His message short and cold. We used your college fund for the deal. It's family money. I freeze, the spoon slipping from my hand. The one thing my grandmother left me. Turned into their tool for control. Something inside me hardens. I wipe my hands, open my laptop again. A new folder. Title, Proof. Inside, I drag every document, every photo, every receipt. If they want to fight, they'll get one built on facts. The kitchen smells of saffron and smoke. My heart feels steady for the first time in years. They took my money, my trust, my recipes. But they will never take my name again. Morning light spills across my counter. The kitchen smells like coffee and quiet resolve. I open my laptop, a new document waiting. Title, From My Hands. It feels right. Each page begins with a memory, not a recipe. The nights of testing. The first failed soufflé. The laughter of my students in the tiny classroom. My editor, H1EB1NG, calls mid-morning. Her voice is warm but firm. Your work stands on its own, Mai. Don't hide the story. I nod even though she can't see me. The story. That's what they never understood. Cooking isn't about performance. It's about truth written in flavor. I start typing, letting the words find their rhythm. Each sentence feels like reclaiming oxygen. I write until my wrists ache. My phone buzzes with notifications. Posts, rumors, family whispers. They're saying I've lost control. That I'm unstable. That my grief for grandma turned into madness. I almost laugh. They're trying to rewrite me again. But this time, I'm holding the pen. H1EB1NG, emails later with good news. The publisher approved the final proofs. 10 days until release. I read the message twice, hardly breathing. 10 days until my name is on a cover. 10 days until no one can erase it. I print out the confirmation and tape it to the fridge. A quiet trophy. The phone rings again, unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. A deep male voice fills the room. Ms. Mai, this is from Westwood Publishing. We've received a complaint claiming your work overlaps another project. I clench my fists, already knowing who filed it. Another attempt to bury me. But I'm ready now. I forward the message to H1EB1NG with all the proof attached. Minutes later she replies, short and sharp. They won't win this. You have everything documented. I breathe again. Outside, the city hums, unaware of my quiet war. I pour a glass of wine and keep writing. The smell of sautéed shallots fills the air. I think of Grandma's voice, calm and steady. Every dish tells your truth. Don't let anyone season it for you. The doorbell rings. A courier delivers a small package. Inside, a stack of promotional flyers. My name printed bold across the top. My Tran from my hands, the journey of honest cooking. I trace the letters with trembling fingers. The tears come fast, hot and uninvited. Not from pain this time, but from arrival. For 7 years, I cooked in silence. Now, the world will taste what silence created. I place the flyers on the table, beside the cooling pot. The saffron broth glows gold in the light. I whisper to the empty kitchen. This time, no one speaks for me. Then I take another sip of wine. The night feels softer, like it finally belongs to me. Rain taps against the window. The kitchen is warm, filled with the scent of baked apples. I'm editing my final notes when the doorbell rings. For a moment, I think it's another delivery. But when I open the door, it's Lan Ann. Her hair is messy, eyes swollen from crying. She holds a folder tight against her chest. "Can I come in?" she asks softly. I hesitate, then step aside. She walks in like she's entering a foreign country. Her gaze moves across the counters, the hanging pots, the half-finished pie. "It smells like home," she says. I don't answer. The silence stretches between us. She sets the folder on the table, hands trembling. "I didn't know how to start," she whispers. "Start with the truth," I say. She takes a deep breath. "Mom told me you never use your recipes. She said they were just sitting there, wasting potential." I stare at her, unsure whether to laugh or scream. "And you believed her." She nods, tears sliding down her cheeks. "I wanted to make them proud. I thought if the cookbook succeeded, we'd all win." I cross my arms, feeling the old anger rise. "You didn't win, Lan Ann. You stole." Her voice cracks. "I know, and it's eating me alive." The rain outside grows louder, matching the pulse in my ears. "I can't cook half those dishes," she admits. "I reheated the food for the photos. I didn't even taste it." Her confession hits like a dull knife. I sit down, tired. "What do you actually want, Lan Ann?" She looks up, startled by the question. "To fix it," she says. "To apologize, to be something real." For a long moment, neither of us speaks. Steam curls from the teapot, slow and fragile. Finally, I nod toward the cup. "Tea." She blinks, surprised. I pour 2 cups. She watches me move around the kitchen, the rhythm I know by heart. "I always envied how calm you are here," she says. "It's the only place I ever felt like myself," I reply. She wraps her hands around the cup, shoulders shaking. "Mom's still calling publishers. Dad's furious. They said you ruined the family's reputation." I laugh quietly. "No," I ended the lie. Lan Ann bites her lip, her voice small. "I'm sorry, for all of it." The words land softly, but they linger. I study her face, the same features as mine, but shaped by fear. "You're not evil," I say, "just lost." She nods, tears spilling freely now. "I don't even like cooking," she admits. "I love photographing food." For the first time, she sounds honest. I take a deep breath. "Then do that, find what's yours." She exhales, almost a sob, almost a laugh. "Do you really think it's that simple?" "No," I say, "but it's the first true thing either of us has said in years." The rain slows. When she leaves, she glances back once, whispering, "Thank you." The door closes softly. I return to my desk. The apple pie cools beside my notes, its scent clean and calm. Outside, the storm is over. Inside, I feel something close to peace. The restaurant glows with soft, golden light. I stand backstage, holding my grandmother's recipe cards. The scent of roasted hazelnuts drifts through the air. H1EB1NG adjusts the microphone and smiles at me. "You're ready," she says. "Let them taste your truth." I nod, my hands trembling slightly. Beyond the curtain, I hear voices, cameras, applause. My name echoes across the hall, my real name. When I step onto the stage, the lights blind me for a moment. Front row, I see them. My parents, polished and composed. Lan Ann, quiet beside them, eyes lowered. My chest tightens, but I keep walking. "Good evening," I begin. Tonight is not just a celebration of food. It's a celebration of authenticity. The crowd quiets. I speak of late nights and calloused hands, of burns that healed slower than disappointment, of a grandmother who believed flavor could tell the truth. Behind me, a slideshow flickers. Images of my small apartment kitchen. The pots dented from years of use. My hands shaping dough under tired light. Every photo proof that I was here, that I did the work. I lift one of Grandma's cards, edges yellow with age. She wrote this for me, I say. For my, who truly understands these recipes. My voice shakes but does not break. The audience leans closer, listening. My mother's smile stiffens. My father shifts, arms crossed. Lan Ann looks up, tears bright in her eyes. I continue, steady now. These dishes are more than ingredients. They are years of silence, turned into something that speaks. The crowd erupts into applause. But I'm not done. I need to address something, I say. Recently, there has been confusion about ownership. Let me make it clear, these recipes are mine. They always have been. Gasps ripple through the room. My mother's face drains of color. My father whispers something sharp under his breath. But I keep going. I learned that true family doesn't steal your voice. True family helps you find it. I announce the creation of the L letter 1EC7TH letter 1EA3O scholarship. Support for young chefs who can't afford culinary school. In honor of my grandmother, I finish, who taught me honesty through food. The room explodes in applause again. People stand. Cameras flash. H letter 1EB1NG joins me on stage, pride shining in her eyes. When I glance toward the front row, my parents are gone. Their seats sit empty, napkins crumpled. Lan Ann remains, still clapping softly, crying openly now. After the presentation, a line of readers forms. Books held out for signing, voices full of praise. Chef Bin shakes my hand. Your story changed the tone of the night, he says. I smile, exhausted but weightless. For the first time, I don't feel like an imposter. I feel whole. The noise fades as the hall empties. Lan Ann waits at the end of the line, holding my book. I didn't deserve it, she says quietly. But I bought one anyway. I hand her a pen. Then let's start rewriting, I say. Her fingers brush mine as she nods. This time, the cameras flash for the right reasons. Not to expose a scandal, but to capture a beginning. Sunlight pours through the wide windows of my new kitchen. The marble counter gleams, spotless and bright. 6 months ago, I was cooking in a cramped apartment. Now, framed reviews line the wall, each one glowing with praise. My second cookbook sits on the counter, wrapped in proof sheets. Steam rises from a pan of hazelnut chicken, golden and rich. The aroma fills the space with warmth and quiet triumph. The doorbell rings. Chef Bin enters first, carrying a bottle of champagne. H letter 1EB1NG follows, arms full of herbs and laughter. DI letter 1EC5M trails behind, her camera already in hand. They fill the room with chatter, joy, and clinking glasses. We toast to growth, to truth, to recipes that speak for themselves. I look around the table and realize I built this life myself. One dish, one word, one fight at a time. Only one chair remains empty. The doorbell rings again. Lan Ann stands there, hesitant, holding a small package. Her voice is quiet. I didn't know if you'd want to see me. I step aside, gesturing her in. The table glows with dishes, each labeled with my name. She stares at them, eyes wide. This is incredible, she says. I can taste the stories. Her words carry no jealousy, only awe. She sits down, fingers tracing the linen edge. I've been seeing someone, she says softly. A therapist. She's helping me understand what Mom did to us. I nod, stirring the sauce. It takes time to unlearn her voice. Lan Ann looks up, tears forming. She made me believe success meant stealing yours. I hand her a plate, then start believing something new. We eat in silence for a while. Outside, the city hums like a heartbeat. H1EB1NG raises her glass again. To honesty, she says. The clinking echoes like music. Lan Ann slides the small package toward me. I took this when Mom said we needed proof I could cook, she whispers. Inside is Grandma L1EC7's old cookie cutter, shaped like a maple leaf. I hold it gently, feeling its familiar weight. It's always been yours, she says. My throat tightens, but I manage to smile. Thank you, I whisper. She exhales, relief softening her face. I don't know what I'll do now, she admits. Maybe photography, maybe something real this time. I nod, setting the cutter beside my new book. Your eye for beauty was never the problem, only your silence. She laughs quietly, the sound small but true. When the guests leave, she lingers at the door. Do you think we'll ever be okay? She asks. We already are, I say. After she's gone, I clean the kitchen slowly. I place the cookie cutter on the highest shelf. The last rays of sunlight touch the gold, lettering on my book. I roll out fresh dough, the rhythm calm and sure. Every motion feels like breathing. The past no longer burns. It seasons everything I've become. Truth, I realize, is the only ingredient that never spoils. Morning light spills across the counter. The kitchen hums softly, alive with quiet confidence. I tie my apron, the fabric worn but comforting. A pot simmers on the stove, rich with saffron and memory. Beside it, my grandmother's recipe cards rest in a glass frame. Her handwriting curls like smoke across the paper. The maple leaf cookie cutter gleams beside them. It catches the sunlight, small but unshakably solid. I open my notebook, blank pages waiting for something new. The smell of roasted nuts drifts through the room. Outside, the city wakes, but I don't rush anymore. Each movement is deliberate, measured, real. I cook not to prove, but to remember. Not to defend, but to create. Every sound, the whisk, the knife, the steady boil, feels like peace. The world finally knows my name, but that's not what matters. What matters is that I know it too. I plate the dish and take a bite. The flavor is sharp, warm, and honest. It tastes like freedom, like forgiveness, like me.